You're here early. Sometimes it's good to be early. But our show starts at a specific time. You should remember that. Let's get started then, shall we?
Dillon, I don't give a what you think about a co-host and freshen up my show.
It might not be flashy, but sometimes you just gotta toss another person to make a statement.
My show's about the people's podcast. Everyone has a voice. I don't need a co-host. Go listen to one of the other 5,000 shows with a co-host because they don't have a mouth like the big guy.
Opie, are you a career killer with Tim Sabian, yourself, and many others?
Be myself. Never had real issues with those people. They just understood that I was a different bird. The rest of them, though, I'm like, oh, shut up. I'm paying your salary because the ratings are so good, so shut up.
Hey,
Live from
Somewhere.
it's
Dillon.
Good whatever to you, whenever you are watching this episode of Co-Host Auditions. I am your co-host, Dillon, and I am doing a self-taped audition to be the co-host for an established channel who has got that sweet, sweet monetization. Today, we are checking out Izzzyzzz, I believe, New Zealand lass, who is checking out the epidemic of creepy clowns that were wandering around the United States in 2016. I don't know if they went beyond, but this is right up my alley. Creepy clowns are close to my heart, so I have got on my clown wheel t-shirt to go along with today's theme. And Izzy, you might think that she is got her makeup especially done for the clown episode once she comes up on the screen, but she does this wacky makeup all the time. Not sure if she does tutorials, but she does do a variation of Wang, man from the internet, where she checks out weird fucking shit and does a little bit of a video essay. So on to the bizarre 2016 clown invasion.
Creepy clown sightings are happening across the country, and it's no laughing matter.
Claiming that a clown attacked him.
I am concerned about like people around me and how they.
The clowns actually attacked people? I thought they just came out and looked creepy. Whoever that attacking clown was, he was just supposed to look creepy. You took it too far. Actually, maybe they're talking about the one that can be inferred as attacking, but for the most part, they just came out, looked creepy, and went back into the woods.
They might be attacked by a clown, or how I might be attacked by a clown.
Nobody knows how to defend against it because we don't know if it's a prank or if they're really trying to harm people.
So it's going to be a blue hat, blue curly hair, polka dotted, rainbow colored outfit.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Calling up to talking about your attacker and having to tell them exactly what one of the killer clowns from outer space looks like. And yeah, Izzy is kind of dressed up for the occasion, but her makeup very often in this style. Big fan of Garfield, as you can tell by her background stuff. I've got to get me a Garfield puppet.
Throughout history, humanity has faced many plagues. The Black Death or bubonic plague spread throughout Europe during the 1300s.
Are you going to get on the emus? I haven't covered the emus in full. If Izzzyzzz has an episode on the emu invasion, well, the emu war of, what was it, 32, 45 from Australia, I'll have to stumble upon that one in revisiting her.
Culling over 50% of the entire population. Plagues of locusts have devastated civilizations for centuries by destroying crops. And in 2016, humanity came face to face with yet another devastating plague, a plague of clowns. For a few
Devastating. Yeah, she does have that Flight of the Conchords. Brit, I think I was accurate in believing that she is a New Zealander.
Truly bizarre months, the news was filled with stories of killer clowns swarming the streets and preying on people at night, and with online communities quickly...
Killer Clowns from the Woods, the sequel to Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I don't know if I need the rights for that. I might get sued by the... oh shit, I should know those brothers. The Kyoto brothers. Practical special effects wizards, the Kyoto brothers, who then went on to repurpose some of those killer clowns to be the trolls from Ernest Scared Stupid. Speaking of Ernest, it's the time of year for Ernest Saves Christmas, a forgotten Christmas classic.
Quickly catching on, it soon spiraled into a mess of mass hysteria, online panic, and fear. So what exactly was going on? Why were killer clowns roaming the streets of America in 2016, and was it all just a viral hoax? Or
Honestly, I thought that it might have all been in my head, or I might have been manifesting it because I was waist deep in clowning in 2016, and I was doing yoga, and that does help manifest things. So sorry if I had something to do with these creepy clowns invading the United States.
something more sinister. Before we get into things, I just want to give a huge thank you to Likewise for sponsoring this video. If you're
And
any
jump.
story of the 2000
That's nice that she has a sponsor. That's why I'm auditioning to be your co-host, because you've got sponsors, and I've got under the minimum to get monetized on my YouTube monetization counter.
2016 clown infestation. Let's set the scene. It was 2006.
I just noticed that she has doubled up on her nasal piercings. There is one straight there in the middle and one on the side there. So very well done. A double millennial.
Station. Let's
Talking about manifesting, Michaela, her yoga manifested her wind releasing, and that does happen. Some people are embarrassed, but farts do want to happen in certain yoga poses. So be careful. The Vinyasa flow classes that I've gone to, it's rare that they promote the fartings, but the wind release is definitely a thing.
It was 2016. Hamilton was the biggest show in the world. One Direction had officially broken
Holy shit, it's been around for that long? God damn.
up, and we all experienced 2 weeks of world peace when Pokemon Go was released. Oh, and I think some other stuff happened that year, but I can't really remember it. Yes, it was quite the turbulent year, made all the more turbulent when reports of killer clowns stalking the streets began flooding.
But they didn't kill anyone. They were creepy clowns from the woods, but not killer clowns. You are kind of giving them a bad name by calling them killer clowns. Just creepy clowns.
News circuits. Children reported seeing clowns out in the woods or stalking them through the streets, and what started as a few sightings quickly snowballed into a certified invasion with thousands of sightings and worldwide coverage.
Oh, can we get his mugshot? I want to see what's under there.
If you remember this craze, you likely remember all
20-year-old
the
it was.
online discussion and hype around it and all the memes and jokes, or you remember all the hundreds of overproduced and cheap prank videos because this was 2016 and pranks were still a thing. Online, it was seen as a prank challenge or a meme to be joked about, but in real life, communities were living in fear. This phenomenon had parents worried for their kids' safety, schools were shutting down, people were arrested, and some were even
Did schools really shut down because creepy clowns were lurking outside?
injured or hurt.
It's only if they're in the sewer that you need to worry about them. That is where it lurks. It actually, it's been a while since I saw it. It can turn into many things, and turned out to be a big spider monster at the end. So be scared of spiders, not clowns.
So you're saying that this is a clown attacked you here tonight and cut you with a knife?
Yeah. What if he would have had a knife to his throat or something and he would have actually done more damage? He could have killed my kid.
But
holy Lord, those cigarettes did more damage to your throat than that knife did to that kid's arm.
I'm getting ahead of myself. To fully understand.
Okay, so maybe I'm misremembering. I do not remember these clowns actually attacking people. I just remember them looking creepy. So some of them were indeed attacking people. My bad.
The great 2016 clown infestation, we first have to look at where it started. The first sighting credibly tied to the 2016 phenomenon happened in August of that year, but mysterious clown sightings had actually been happening for years prior to this. In 2013, a mysterious figure known as the Northampton Clown began terrorizing a small British town, leading residents to start—
Okay, 2013. That could not be blamed on my yoga manifestation. I did not get into clowning until 2015.
Using a Facebook group to update others on the situation and track its whereabouts. The clown was reported to seek out children and managed to avoid being caught by the many vigilante clown hunters in the town. A month later, it was revealed that 3 young filmmakers were behind the stunt, dressing up as the clown and also secretly running the Facebook page, increasing the clown's antics to drive traffic to the page. Why exactly they did this, whether it was for some—
Northampton. Is that near Howard Stern's $1 Million Hamptons? I'm not exactly sure of Northampton versus the Hamptons.
Film or purely for attention is unclear, but what is clear is that this incident and all of the media attention that it gained likely inspired many other people to follow in their large footsteps. You know, like large
Nice. You're a real jokester there. Yeah, I got it. You don't need to explain the joke. It makes it less funny.
Clowns have the big shoes. In October of 2014, an ABC article titled Mysterious Clowns Terrorizing California City detailed a rash of scary clown sightings in Wasco and Bakersfield. Like the Northampton clown, social
Bakersfield.
media accounts and pages
course
were created for this
Bakersfield.
clown with terrifying captions such as, "I am the creepy, evil-looking clown that is roaming the streets of Wasco, California at night. Come find me, I will give you a balloon." If you have to tell people that you're creepy and evil-looking, are you really? Kinda come off as an insecure clown. Police arrested one 14-year-old suspect who had been dressing as a clown and chasing people who claimed that he was, quote, participating in a hoax he'd seen online. Coincidentally, just earlier that year, a YouTube channel called
The Bakersfield clowns are the best clowns.
DM pranks had
Fuck you,
popularized the
Northampton.
clown prank genre. For context, prank and social experiment videos were super big on YouTube and Facebook back in 2016, with the most viral videos gaining hundreds of millions of views and shares. Many channels began mass-producing viral prank videos and stunts to get some of that sweet clout, and DM Pranks was no different. The channel began producing videos in which the pranksters would dress up in spooky clown outfits and jump out and chase people.
And the pranks really did go the way of many of the early YouTubers and aren't as big anymore. Well, a lot of them were just very staged, and they became kind of obvious that they were staged. Yeah, I'm glad that well, we still have Impractical Jokers. They're doing live tours, so those people who would like practical jokes, the Impractical Jokers, don't appear to be going any fucking where.
People like the goofy little scoundrels they were. This channel really took off. Like, these videos were getting millions and millions of views and millions.
Oh, she's got an evil Furby too. I'm a big fan of Long Furby on TikTok. You can see there she's got an evil Furby. Long Furby makes some really weird TikTokeries
of subscribers, and they became really well known for the specific genre of clown prank, which is why they were later blamed for what happened in 2016. Whether it was specifically DM pranks or other similar groups is up for debate, but there's no question that social media played a huge role in.
That best not have a chain on it. If it doesn't have a chain on it, you can get away from charges if you are indeed caught. But if it has a chain on it, yeah, they can get you for attempted whatsy-nazi.
Inspiring and spreading these incidents to the point where it went from a few isolated incidents into a case of nationwide hysteria and panic. August 20th, 2016, police in Greenville, South Carolina began receiving reports of clowns trying to lure children into the woods with large sums of money.
So people in clown.
You need a big van with candy. These people obviously were joking, or they are just poor at their job. A large panel van with free candy. Not like kids nowadays aren't into clowns as they were in the 1920s.
Outfits trying to lure children into the woods with candy.
It sounds like a plotline out of some horror movie, but people in Greenville in an apartment complex there say this is happening to them.
This incident report shows that residents have heard chains banging on their door.
I don't know what type of horror movies she's watching, but the horror movies that I watch, everyone is of age.
That the clowns have tried to lure children and that they're running around the property, creating fear in these children's eyes.
That somebody's going to try to get me.
And frustration in the parents.
I'm at the point now, my kids are scared to even go to sleep.
James Arnold, one of the local children's parents, was quoted in a BuzzFeed article.
That sounds more like an Uncle Paul issue, not a clowning issue. And it appears that I am wrong with the free candy. Kids want Game Boys, not candy. And it's updated to the 3DS. Oh, and the new Nintendo Switch coming out is going to be a variation of the 3DS. Nintendo likes their double screens. Nothing wrong with the clown offering money, says Isaac Walmart. Anyone offering money, nothing wrong with it. But free candy, it has much more negative connotations than offering free money does.
Saying, "Our children mentioned, Mama, there's clowns out in the woods and they're trying to get us to come out there. Some had chains, some had knives, and some were holding out money, saying, 'Come here, we've got candy for you,' but they wouldn't go." The children believed that the...
Okay, obviously that clown is from outer space. It doesn't know the difference between money and candy. It knows that if you offer it, people will come, but it had not differentiated what is money and what is candy at that point. And I imagine on the planet that the killer clowns are from, candy probably is currency. We saw all the different types of clowning devices they had.
The clowns lived in an abandoned residence near a pond in the woods, but police investigation found no evidence.
I love her New Zealand accent. It sounds just like Flight of the Conchords. Let me hear that little line again.
The clowns lived in an abandoned residence near a pond in the woods. But
residence, that's the one. Brit, do you want us to get kicked out of our residence? Don't do this close to home, Brit. We'll get kicked out of our residence.
But police investigation found no evidence of any clownery and were never able to verify any of these.
Okay, I am now searching for a New Zealand lady. I fucking love your accent. That is my favorite accent.
Sightings. So this seems like your average run-of-the-mill news story. It makes for a few interesting headlines, but is ultimately forgotten a few weeks later. The reality.
And Izzzyzzz is a bit young for me. She's a 21-year-old she/they, according to her Twitter account. So the evidence would suggest that she is out of my age range.
The reality was that the Greenville sightings were the catalyst for a nationwide panic and inspired hundreds or even thousands of copycat imitators across America. To give you an idea of the sheer scale and reach of this phenomenon, Eric Schilling published an interactive map of clown sightings across America on Atlas Obscura. These sightings were incredibly widespread from Washington to California to Maine, and this map records countless bizarre incidents in detail. Mesa County, Colorado. Someone calling themselves Clowny Head Smasher makes a variety of threats on social media prompt.
How about Clowny Head Sucker? That's the one I'm looking for. I ordered the wrong clown. It's looking to smash head, not suck head.
School officials to release a statement.
Should have looked at
Rankin
that
County,
post a little
Mississippi.
closer.
A driver tells police that a clown caused a car wreck on a rural highway. Dunwoody, Georgia. 2 people call police to say they've seen clowns near their homes, including one carrying a machete. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. A child reports that a clown tried to lure him into the woods with candy. This interactive map includes only a tiny amount of sightings.
There we go. That killer clown figured out the difference between candy and money, unlike that first one who called money candy and candy money. Silly alien, not understanding human concepts. He was in the ballpark, though. Yes, Isaac Walmart, it was indeed one of those killer clowns. I thought that this was an epidemic of just creepy clowns. I was misremembering. These clowns really were fucking some people up. Oh, the New Zealanders are dirty women, Rochi? Even better. Nice.
Sightings. There are hundreds more that weren't included on this map and even more that went unreported. Schools across America were shutting down and issuing statements to parents, and police experienced a huge increase in reports. And speaking of, police
were these clowns calling up comedy clubs where Stuttering John was performing at too? We are going to kidnap kids and assault women.
Played a huge role in the whole.
That is a obvious killer clown voice. This really should have been the voice that they did. Hey, we're gonna come and kidnap your kids and assault your women.
Deal, often making television and news appearances to calm down the community and assure people that they were trying to stop these costumed criminals. More often than not, this only spread the panic further and increased the number of copycat clowns. And some of these copycat incidents would go on to result in injury, attempted abductions, and even death. In Concord, California, a mother said that a man in a
Flight of the Concord, California, Izzzyzzz
clown suit attempted to abduct her 1-year-old after they'd finished eating breakfast at Denny's before disappearing despite police efforts to find him. On October 4th in Sterling...
Now, that clown was really doing you a favor. He was trying to kill you before the Denny's worked its way through your system, which is a similar badness of death. Hey, kids, do you like knives?
Michigan, a 7-year-old boy was attacked by a man dressed as a clown. The clown said he had a knife and ran it against the boy's arm. The same night, in a separate incident, 2 women were approached by 3 men dressed as clowns holding baseball bats. On October 5th, just a day later in Detroit, Michigan, a man wearing a black hoodie...
Oh, come on. Now, that's low effort. All these other clowns have put on the full outfit and had big old shoes. You just put on a clown mask. And, speaking of which, the clown Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal, Samoa Joe, I'm a big fan of, but the Officer Stone and Samoa Joe, I would have switched their parts. I think Samoa Joe would have made a better Officer Stone, and what's his face? Wings Sideways guy who was Officer Stone, and they had a clown mask for Samoa Joe. Wings Sideways guy, I believe he would have been a much better psychotic clown, actually putting him in clown makeup. But I heard it got better. The first 3 episodes of Twisted Metal were fucking awful, and I hear it got better. My theory is that the person in charge didn't know what the fuck they were doing, completely pooped themselves out by episode 4, and then the people who are actually talented took over. If indeed it did get really good Twisted Metal, as I've been told.
hoodie and clown mask robbed a Walgreens. Armed with a handgun, he stole about $300 to $400 from the cashier. This all culminated in a
Now, if there was a firearm flower, that would be some fun.
deadly attack in Reading, Pennsylvania, where a 16-year-old boy was stabbed to death while wearing a clown mask. From an article on Penn Live, quote, police had said earlier this week that they were sifting through various accounts that included the victim was wearing a clown-like mask and someone else was wearing it. Police now say the victim had the mask and that it created some sort of neighborhood.
Oh, now you're being all wet bandits-like, flooding the basement after you steal everything. When you kill them and then leave a clown mask over them, you see, got to give you some advice on how to murder people. You do not want to leave a calling card, and you want to kill people in different manners. Strangle one, bludgeon another. They'll think it's multiple people.
Controversy that led to the stabbing. Initially, news outlets reported that the attacker had been dressed as a clown, fueling the nationwide fear even further until it was revealed that it was the victim who had been wearing a clown mask.
Was that Chris Hansen? Kind of looks very Chris Hansen. He came out of the same cloning tube that Chris Hansen did. This guy certainly.
Nationwide fear even further until it was revealed that it was the victim who had been wearing a clown mask. It's unknown whether the incident was.
See, blaming the innocent clowns. It was a regular psychopath who murdered the child.
Related to the whole viral clown prank thing and it got out of hand, or whether the involvement of the mask was just a coincidence in an otherwise tragic crime. But either way, the incident frightened community.
That one, I think, is the most memed. That one's my favorite. You look fucking terrifying. Well done, creepy clown, sir.
Communities. These incidents of attempted abductions, violent threats and harassment, and now murder increase the panic tenfold, with news outlets and online pranksters fueling the fire. You may be thinking, man, it's bonkers how.
And you don't actually want to beat up the pumpkin because that will get you a charge. Just like putting a sticker on someone's car is indeed vandalism. You don't need to actually paint it. Just little things. You spit on someone, it's actually assault. You just want to look creepy, you clown. You get a charge there for beating up their pumpkin.
Is how widespread this was. I mean, communities were scared across America, and every major news outlet and social media platform were reporting on it. Well, you're going to think it's a lot more bonkers when I tell you that this quickly became a global phenomenon. An article by the New York Times published in late 2016, Clown Hysteria Spreads to Britain, detailed numerous counts of similar clown-related crimes in the UK. An article by The Independent read, Swedish man stabbed by clown as craze sweeping Europe turns increasingly violent. And reports of
You Brits, you took a nice little gag of looking like a creepy clown and made it completely violent, where the violent clowns in America, they were just kind of spotted around.
Clowns harassing and scaring people flooded through to places like Australia and New Zealand. Retailers in multiple countries stopped selling clown costumes altogether, and school districts put blanket bans on any clown-related attire. So naturally, I was banned from entering pretty much any public space. Anyway, the craze was spreading across the world, becoming more viral and more violent by the day. Pranksters were upping the ante to outdo each other, news outlets were spreading hysteria through small communities, and genuine criminals and creeps were using the viral craze and the fact that many passed it off as a hoax in order to get away with real crimes. Needless to say, it was a free-for-all, and with clowns roaming the streets and threatening the general population, someone
Clowns roaming the street sounds like an erotic fantasy I've had.
Had to step up and do something about it. With clowns roaming the streets like it was the night of the purge, some civilians rose up against these tyrannical tricksters by forming vigilante clown hunting groups. They really
Better have been mimes, because as you know from Shakes the Clown, the movie, clowns and mimes are natural enemies.
is one of those word combinations that you just never expect you're gonna have to say. These patrols kind of started as innocent and fun memes, but as the clown craze grew, these patrols quickly got out of hand. Clown hunters became just as, if not more,
Not a mime in the group. See, you don't know how to hunt clowns. Oh, and of course, the response to violent clowns is an even violenter. That is just how we are as a people, aren't we? To solve the violence problem, we must become violenter. I use that twice. Violenter isn't a word, is it?
more violent than the clowns they were hunting, and police had to crack down on these vigilante groups on more than one occasion. At least 500 Penn State students flooded the streets to riot after a clown was reportedly spotted on campus, with many recording and live tweeting the experience, which broke news headlines.
I love the parody world that 2016 was. There was a clown sighting, and it caused a mass riot amongst the entire campus. He was just going to a birthday.
Lines.
This isn't real movie. Where are the actual clowns, though? The clown scare is real.
A similar incident occurred at Michigan State University, where a photo of a clown circulated through the school, leading to an impromptu late-night clown hunt. One freshman explained how he went out to confront,
like the old snipe hunt, getting the kids to just wander around in the woods while you drink beer. Go for a clown hunt.
the clown and saw that tons of other students had joined in. Quote, "We went over there to exchange some words and possibly write hooks with this little clown makeup wearing sissy face square. When we got there, a bunch of courageous MSU gentlemen..."
Oh, this was a homosexual clown? Neat.
"Had come to join us. I can't decide whether this guy is a dude bro or a Redditor. So sound off in the comments." So clearly a lot of these hunts were carried out for fun or by like college students, but not all of the hunts were so lighthearted and goofy. Orem Police Department had to issue a statement.
Some of them were Pluto.
Strongly recommending that citizens not shoot or attack any clowns that they encountered. There had already been a few cases of small rural communities hunting down or threatening clowns with guns, and after the real murder of a victim wearing a clown mask, police began to fear for the clowns themselves. Many of these vigilante clown hunts were causing more harm than good,
The circus tent was burnt to the ground.
only spreading the panic further and putting people's health and safety at risk.
People demanded that the animal cruelty come back because they didn't want to see the clowns in the circus anymore. Went full circle.
Understandably, the last thing they wanted was for any more deaths or injuries to come from this whole thing. While the world enjoyed a solid month of clown memes and viral prank videos, the whole situation had grave ramifications for the clowning community. As much as we like to joke about being a
And I didn't see a single clown, well, a single creepy clown. As I said, I was kind of waist deep in clowning at that time, but those were fun clowns. I didn't see a single one of the creepy ones in that time.
Clown and honk honk and all that, clowning is an actual profession. The business of clowning has actually been suffering for quite a while due to the public's perception of clowns shifting. Once seen as actors, comedians, and children's entertainers, clowns have gradually come to be seen more as horror villains or disturbed monsters. Perhaps this is for psychological reasons. The average human can't really read a clown's expression very well due to the heavy face paint they wear, and this may induce feelings of fear and distrust. It may also be because of characters like Stephen King's It, the Joker, or real-life murderers such as John Wayne Gacy. These are all examples.
Gacy. That was an early memory of the creepy clown that was Gacy for me. So that was the introduction to clowning of people my age.
Of clowns at their most disturbed and terrifying. Needless to say, the wave of attacks, threats, and ominous videos only contributed to the negative perception
His weapon is a push broom. That is a fantastic weapon, sir.
of clowns, leading circuses and other clown-related businesses to suffer.
I've been flipped off, I've been mooned, I've had trash thrown at my car, I've been experienced excessive profanity while performing.
Randy Christensen, head of the World Clown Association,
Balloon art was outlawed.
Issued a statement in response to the phenomenon. Quote, "We're full of people that love children, bring smiles, and want to help people laugh and bring comic relief. The people dressing up are trying to scare people. No professional clown would ever take part in anything like that." Regardless of your personal feelings on clowns, you just can't help but
Real clowns are dealing with their childhood trauma by trying to make others laugh. They are not trying to repeat that childhood trauma. Those are failed clowns.
feel bad for those who do it professionally. 2016 was a bad year to be a clown, and the global wave of clown-related crime left a deep and permanent
It's a good thing I was only a clown on television and not in real life.
scar on a business which was already suffering. The phenomenon had other strange and unforeseen consequences. You may have noticed in recent years that Ronald McDonald has been featured far less in McDonald's advertising. I remember there used to be like life-size statues of the guy in many of their stores, and he used to feature prominently in TV advertisements and posters. Well, believe it or not, his disappearance can be explained by the 2016 clown craze. McDonald's in New York told the Associated Press that the company was being, quote, thoughtful in respect to Ronald McDonald's McDonald's participation in community events as a result of the current.
Luckily, we do have Max Sabbath. If McDonald's is not going to use Ronald McDonald, we have Max Sabbath doing covers of Black Sabbath songs with fast food lyrics and a weird Ronald McDonald as the frontman. I think Grimace is on the bass.
Current climate around clown sightings in communities. No word on the Hamburglar though. So at the end of it all, we're left with one burning question. Why? Why did it happen? Who were these clowns and how did it spiral so far out of control? Well, everyone had their own theory. Some believe that all of these clowns were working together in some sort of...
I know that video. I think it was Red Letter Media who introduced me to this video talking about satanic cults, and they obviously made this graffiti themselves because the horns are not up. That is just a fun pentagram. That is not a satanic symbol at all. Horns are down in that one. It's horns up. Yeah, one of those.
Sort of demonic or satanic organization with the goal of kidnapping kids and terrorizing communities. I'll be honest and say it was mainly the middle-aged Facebook moms that believed this one. As with many cases of widespread hysteria and moral panic, these types of parents jump to the most outlandish, crazy explanations because of a general misunderstanding of how social media works. It's very likely that many of these incidents were linked with one another and individual pranksters were forming small groups, but looking at each individual case, it's hard to believe that one mastermind group was behind it all. Besides many...
That would be fun if it was indeed one mastermind clowning group. Clowns are intelligent people.
These scary clowns
Sorry
end up
about that
being
mouth
kids or
noise.
teenagers in costume, and I highly doubt the secret underground clown Illuminati were hiring 13-year-olds to go spook people on the street. On the complete other side of the coin, some believe that this whole thing was just a super elaborate hoax. An article...
You're very dry about this, Izzy is. I thought you were going to be a bit more animated in this video. You are presenting the facts, but you are not making too many jokes, which is why maybe I should have wrote down a few extra jokes. I'm having a hard time finding a place to insert some funny haha into this clowning. So let me just get a shill segment out of the way really quick. Thank you all for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to know when we go live. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern most days. Chatting with beloved chatters coming up this Thursday. Waiting to hear a confirmation. And next week we will have 2 returns. I'm still up in the air on who the co-host audition will be for tomorrow, but a big push to get another Kai episode in from Dabblestorian and a few others. So returning, Kai did another solo episode. I will do that one next week. And I believe Lindsay Nicole as well. I am a big fan of hers and a mystery host for tomorrow's co-host audition. Ooh, and some nice working out hotties on TikTok around the clock this Wednesday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern.
Article on Vox by Arja Romano reads, quote, "Let's re-emphasize this key fact, one you'll need to remind yourself as we continue through this maze of clown madness. The reported clowns don't actually exist. This article isn't..."
They don't exist. Do not believe your eyes. This is something that was completely made up.
Entirely wrong, but it isn't entirely right either. Take a cursory list over any list of clown sightings and you'll quickly notice that most of them are just straight up confirmed to be hoaxes. For example, Lakesville, New York. A man was arrested after posting a photo on Facebook of what he said was a clown in a local park, warning others to stay away. Police said the image was found to be edited and the man was taken into custody on charges of false reporting. In Portland, Tennessee, 4 were arrested after...
Are you just really going to go through all the crimes here? No, this was this had so much potential to be a fun episode. You missed out on reporting. Well, we have 4 more minutes of this, and then we will have some good-looking clowns of our own, and we will get on out of here. G-Rob was a fan of the Joey C episode. I do feel dirty when I make fun of Joey C, and now Stuttering John as well. His mind has deteriorated to a point that's it's getting sad. To goof on him. It is fun, but I do need to take a shower after a Joey C or a Stuttering John episode now, seeing what state that their mental capacities are in. Goofing on them does seem mean.
After an alleged elaborate hoax...
Funny, but mean. And that was very much the style of the 90s, of being mean to be funny. But yeah, it feels dirty working on the goofing on those mental deficients. They don't know the difference between goofing and trashing.
including 2 of them putting on clown masks for a photo which then went viral on social media. Reading, Ohio, a woman was arrested after falsely reporting a clown attack. Perkin, Illinois, cops title a Facebook
Falsely reporting a clown attack. What was she actually doing? Did she put cyanide in some of those cream pies that she had made and then was trying to blame it on a clown? I bet that's what was going on.
This clown situation before detailing that there in fact have not been any clowns seen. Those
Clowns do love cream pies.
that weren't outright hoaxes were generally completely unsubstantiated. In almost every report that police responded to, no clowns or even any evidence of clowns was found. A lot of this, like most things on the internet, can be attributed to children. The first clown sightings back in August were primarily
Okay, this was a little kid who was just fucking around. Yeah, when kids report something, you do need to ask, what were they actually doing? Did they make something up so their mama, and look at him, his mama still uses the belt. He was trying to get away from an appointment with the belt and accidentally kicked off this clown invasion by people who were like, hey, that's a fun idea to be a creepy clown. Nice going, kid avoiding the belt.
primarily spread by children and young kids with a target demographic of many popular viral prank videos at the time. A lot of these sightings were likely made up.
And oh, I wish I had more of this. We have this mom right here.
Pull over now!
She was very angry at her son. He got the belt. I need to pull more of that clip because that goes on to see the kid actually getting the belt with his sister taping in the passenger seat, giggling her ass off.
Made up by kids or carried out by pranksters looking to put out the next viral clown vid. Copycat crimes played an enormous part in the 2016 clown wave. One clown prank video would go viral, inspiring several other pranksters in different locations to attempt similar stunts, leading to what the public interpreted as a nationwide crime wave. In reality, it was just a bunch of wannabe YouTube pranksters trying to get some of that sweet, sweet prank money. Is anyone else glad that pranks aren't really a thing anymore? I swear to God that YouTube used to be just
People lost sight of what a prank actually is. That's why April Fool's Day is a fucking sham currently, because people just think that lying is a prank. Hey, did you hear I got it engaged? April Fools. Lying is not a prank. Fucking assholes.
Filled with them. However, while many of these incidents were false reports or just pranksters, it wouldn't be right to label everything as just an entire hoax. People were genuinely being harassed, terrorized, and in serious cases hurt or killed. Many of
What about the one with the knife wound? Was that a self-harmer who was like, a clown? Yep, a clown did it.
the clowns held baseball
Don't
bats,
send me to
knives, and
military
mallets
camp.
and would physically chase or follow people, and among the hundreds of false reports, there was genuine evidence of injury and
Okay, that's a good one. That looks like a legit killer clown from outer space type of design. Nicely done. Scary clown, blue oh, he doesn't have an actual name.
harassment in some cases. It was clear that amidst all the pranks and hoaxes, some genuinely scary people were using the situation to commit actual crimes. So not quite a hoax, but not exactly a secret underground crime community of clowns. In reality, it was a viral prank trend that quickly got out of hand and played on the fears of sheltered suburban parents, fueling the nationwide hysteria to the point where it became
Oh, Clown 0, Motorist 1. And he could have ran your ass right over.
a genuinely dangerous trend. At least a dozen people were arrested across the country, countless schools shut down due to serious threats, and some people had genuinely scarring experiences. Strangely, as global and viral and intensely reported on as it was, the Great Clown phenomenon of 2016 died not with a bang, but with a whisper. The trend
It just went away. Yeah, I thought that was going to be around for a while. That was actually something that the show I was working on had concerns about as well. They mentioned in an improv line about the creepy clowns, and they're like, is that still going to be a thing by the time this airs? And it's called, they mentioned 2016 for a reason. It did not go over to 2017. They just went away.
The trend gradually died out.
They packed up their circus tent and went to the next planet, did those killer clowns from outer space.
And was old news by the time 2017 rolled around. In October of that year, many began to make scaremongering posts predicting the comeback of clowns in full force. A lot of people were genuinely bracing themselves for a wave of killer clowns, and the hype around it kind of grew again, but nothing really happened. There were a few scattered reports, mainly just people trying to bring it back, but these sort of fizzled out, and Halloween 2017 remained largely clown-free. In the years this following, I think it's safe.
Well, I dressed as a clown for Halloween. I was the grief clown, and I actually went to a Halloween party with a juggalo and a birthday clown. So it was fun to be one of several clowns at a party, and none of us crossed over. We picked all different clowns.
Safe to say that we've all just kind of forgotten about that strange period of time back in 2016 when we were all afraid of killer clowns roaming the streets. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed this video topic. Let me know if you ever have any other suggestions.
Oh, the topic,
things you want me
yes.
to talk about.
The
Thank you so much for
execution,
likewise for
B. Got to give you a B for the execution. It was well researched. But you do get a higher grade than Tara Mooney does. She consistently gets a C. I'm giving you a B for this one. And who was it? Oh, Gabby Bell. A for Gabby Bell's video essays.
The sponsoring it. Remember to head to the description to check that out. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a good one. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. A huge thank you to my guys.
Definitely a B for that video essay. I don't know. I like Tara Mooney's video essays better. I think the worse they are, the more I like them. Actually, I do know that for the fact. The worse the video essay is, the more I enjoy them. But on the other end, big fan of Gabby Bell's. I haven't stumbled into Maggie Mae Fish's video essays yet. Those are very well done video essays, whether you agree with her or not. Very solid thesis statement that she proves very well. So we have our segment now where we have related TikToks, and I figured it was about time to show you all an actual episode from BV Key. I ripped her a clip from her Not a Kids Show for the beginning and the outro of my show here, because I am a big fan of what she is doing over there. So let's check out a little bit of what is going on with Not Your Normal Kids Show from BV Key.
Welcome back to our show. We have a very special episode.
Seriously, kids, don't watch it. A little warning up front, as they had with Wonder Chosen, of, hey, this is a fucking gag. Do not take this seriously, and do not let the kids anywhere near this shit.
For you all today. Oh, I wonder who that could be. Thank you, Tall Man.
It's Tall Man. Woo!
You didn't close the curtains completely. Why don't you open the door? Open it.
And she does little subtle things like those clear contact lenses and taking over for her brown eyes when she gets especially frightened. There are nice little eerie touches that BV Key throws in these videos.
Oops, wrong number. But remember,
don't open the door for strangers.
I wonder where Tallman went.
And there is implications that she definitely is not a human. That was her natural non-human eyes were those contact lenses.
Oh, I guess we should get something to eat. Everyone loves a nice plate of crepes. Bon appetit. Well, I guess that's all the time.
The glitchy nature showing what is real underneath the facade that is this attempted kids show by whatever these non-humans are.
We have for today. Thank you everyone for tuning into our show. We hope you've had a lot of fun and learned some new things.
Please contact if you see the Tall Man. That was episode 1 of Not a Kids Show, and hey, that's some DMCA music right there. She gets even weirder with it as the time goes on, and that was the only video I pulled because that does satisfy both the related TikTok video and the attractive clown lady. Thank you for joining today. Yeah, this was one of those episodes that I had to do some heavy lifting. I was expecting, I was expecting to bounce off Izzzyzzz a little more than I did. There's been a few hosts that I haven't bounced off with particularly well, and yeah, I thought I was going to bounce off Izzzyzzz a little better than I did, but that's why this is an audition, to see if we will be good, to stick around, and yeah, judging by how it felt, the flow wasn't quite there. So even though you're monetized, I don't know if we would have the best flow. Izzzyzzz. Isaac Walmart asking, where is De La? He is in Grand Theft Auto Online right now. And I have to blame Chris Holm. I have been mainlining XCOM 2 since he did the episode of What Is This Game with Annie and I, where he did XCOM Enemy Within. And as fun of a time as I had with XCOM Enemy Within, XCOM 2, I fucking love. I have just wasted, I don't even want to look at how many hours I have put into XCOM 2 since 2021. It's ungodly how many hours I have put into that game, and I have been mainlining that. Going to start a new game soon. Dabble Storian suggested, I've got to download it today and start getting to that next game, but good lord, do I not want to put down the needle that is XCOM 2. That is a lot of fun stuff. Had a lot of fun with El Horrible talking about 90s games, and really went down a rabbit hole talking about Beavis and Butthead and all that, all the licensed games that some were good, some were fucking awful, but I do have great memories of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the NES game, despite the fact that it is a giant piece of shit. That is all we have for today. Thanks for the topic. I enjoyed Izzzyzzz, but didn't seem like we flowed as well as I was hoping we would. So good luck in your future endeavors, and good luck with an entertaining episode where I bounce off my host a bit more on tomorrow's episode. TikTok Around the Clock, as I mentioned, has some returning booby ladies and chatting with beloved chatters. Hopefully the guest that I asked will come on. If not, I've got a couple of fallbacks that I can get to, which is why I haven't gotten to some of the usual suspects yet, because they can be some fallback guests for those days in which I don't get the proper guest I was hoping for, the special guest. But that is all for today. Thank you all so much for joining. Now, feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It's fun being with friends. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Places all join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LS, MFT. Elementary corners like swinging on a gate. To right to your honey with a right to left date. Grand right to left around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girl. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LS, MFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a lucky strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a lucky strike.